Today is the day. Greetings, my fearless frontliners, my fellow guardians of the galleries. I'm William Young, and this is my channel. Today, I'm going to tackle a topic, a question that I got from a subscriber. And this person that sent me the email is just beginning their correctional career. They're just starting out, and they have concerns. They're a little bit worried, but not about the fights, not about the felons, not about the fentanyl, but about something different. Their friends' opinions and the feedback they've heard about the job and the facility are their concerns. So in this episode, we're going to unpack how to approach starting at a new facility when the opinions, both positive and negative, are coming in. They start flooding in. Maybe somebody told you you're starting your career, and maybe somebody told you that this place that you applied at, this facility, is the worst place ever. It's terrible. Or maybe somebody said that it's not so bad, but here's the reality. Your experience is yours to create. Nobody, right, can predict what your journey is going to look like. So let's explore how to keep an open mind, embrace the adventure, and make your own assessment one day, one experience, one shift at a time. But before we dive in, I want to give a quick shout out to the members of the Just Corrections Patreon community, the JCP. Your support keeps this podcast going, helps me share the message, helps me create content, and I could not do this without you. I absolutely love and support you. And if you're watching this or you're listening and you want to contribute, consider supporting the channel by becoming a member of the JCP, Just Corrections Patreon community. I'll put a link in the description of this video below. So let's go. Let's start with the basics. Corrections is a profession packed with people, and those people are full of opinions. And honestly, everybody is full of opinions, right? It's part of our culture. Before you even step foot into a new facility, you're going to hear all kinds of feedback. The leadership is terrible. The inmates run the place, or even that it's low key, or it's the best kept secret in corrections. And those, sometimes people's input, people's feedback can be a little overwhelming. But here's the thing: opinions, feedback. We're gonna use feedback and opinions interchangeably in this show, but opinions are shaped by individual experiences, and no two experiences are the same. What one person sees as an unbearable challenge, another might view as an exciting opportunity. What feels like chaos to one person might feel like controlled potential to another. And that's why your perspective, your approach matters so much. You need to go into this thing with an open mind and a clean slate. It's the only way to truly find out what this job, what this place will mean for you. So how do we avoid falling into the trap of letting other people's opinions define our reality? We're going to break it down. Look, that's a difficult question because we honestly let so much outside noise affect our daily lives, and I'm guilty of it too, right? I let all these outside influences sway me from things that I want to do, things that I feel called to do, but I let the noise and I let people's experiences, their opinions, their feedback keep me from doing certain things. So the first thing that we're going to talk about here, the number one thing that I want you to think about is I want you to consider the source. And I've talked about this in a video we just did a couple days ago. Consider the source. Who is giving you this opinion? Is it someone you trust? Is it someone with a lot of experience? Or maybe it's just someone who had a bad day or a bad week? Because it's important to recognize that feedback often comes from a place of personal emotion or experience. If someone had a rough time at the facility, their opinion might reflect that rather than the current state of things. It may be different than how things actually are. Have you guys ever read an Amazon review or a restaurant review? It's like nobody gets on there and says, yeah, everything was great. Everybody puts stuff out there that is incredibly, incredibly toxic and horrible. So take everything with a grain of salt and remember that people's experiences, people's stories are just that. They're stories, right? Your story, yours might be completely different. Let's talk a little bit about self-sabotage. If you go into a situation, if you go into a career, if you go into this facility expecting the absolute worst, and guess what? You're probably going to find it, whether it's actually there or not. And that's what my therapist does. I steer where I stare, and our minds, they have a funny way of seeking out confirmation of what we already believe. And on the flip side, if we approach the job and situations and life in general with an open mind, ready to embrace both the challenges and opportunities, right? No obstacles, or only opportunities. You'll be setting yourself up for a more balanced, a more authentic experience. And finally, think of your new facility, think of this new career path as an adventure. Every facility has its own unique ecosystem. Every team has its own dynamic, its own tone, and this is your chance to observe, to learn, and to grow, but not just as a correctional professional, right? But as a person. So focus on what you can control, your attitude, your effort, your willingness to adapt. Those are the things that will make or break your journey, not someone else's perspective. Before we move on, guys, I just want to take a little second for a quick self-promotion. This episode, it's brought to you by, yes, the Patreon community, but also by me as well. And if you're enjoying the content and you want to support the podcast, then please like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're looking for more insights, more information into the profession, then check out my books, The Nothing That Never Happened and Trained to Change, both available on Amazon. Both of them were written from the inside for the inside with you in mind. So let's talk a little bit about handling the negativity, because you're going to encounter some negativity. When someone tells you that a facility is bad, that it is terrible, it's easy to let that sink in and affect your attitude. But here's the tip, okay? Ask yourself if their feedback is constructive, if it's based in reality, or if they're just venting. And if they're just venting, then just let it roll off your back. But if they're offering constructive advice, then listen carefully. But do not let it overwhelm you. Take what's helpful and leave the rest behind. And I tell people coming into the career all the time, you're going to see examples when you interact with staff, good and bad. Take the good, leave the bad, and then you'll find your own voice. You'll find your own way. You'll experience corrections in your own way. The bottom line is this, okay? No one else can define your experience. Only you can do that. So give yourself a little time, a little grace, a little space to form your own opinions. Approach each incident, each shift, each day as an opportunity to learn something new about the job, about the people, and really even about yourself. Even in the toughest environments, you can glean something. There's some value to be found if you're willing to look for it. So just to recap, when you're starting a new facility, when you're starting off, remember that everyone's experience is unique, okay? Opinions are going to come at you from every direction, but your journey is yours to define. Keep an open mind, focus on what you can control, and embrace the adventure that lies ahead. Guys, if you like this video, if you found value in this video, then straight punch that little like icon. Comment and share this content with anyone and everyone that you think may be interested. And if you're looking for more premium correctional content, check out this video right here, or this one that's going to pop up right here. There it is. All right, guys, that's all I got. Until next time, be smart, stay safe, stay sane, and we'll talk soon.